Welcome to Traveling Kangaroo. Today we're diving into what's happened to Las Vegas, why it feels more expensive, less welcoming, and how you can still find great value if you know where to look. Las Vegas used to be the place where a modest budget could still buy a thrilling trip. Cheap eats on the strip, fair casino odds, and plenty of surprises. Lately though, things have shifted. Hidden fees, worse casino odds, beloved budget spots closing, rising homelessness, and fewer international visitors have changed the experience. In this video, I'll explain what changed, why it matters, and share practical tips to help you save money and still enjoy the city. Stick around, this could save you hundreds on your next trip. Let's get into it. 2. Start strong with the money shock. Imagine booking a $99 room and watching the final price jump to nearly $175. That's not a rare example anymore. Resort fees and taxes are inflating advertised prices across the strip. Why are resort fees so damaging? First, they're often large, $50 to $55 per night at many strip hotels, and then taxed on top of the room rate. That means the very taxes you expect to pay on the room get applied again to a fee that includes things like seasonal pool access, local phone calls, and boarding pass printing. Sometimes the included items aren't even usable. A pool closed for winter remains on the list, while the fee stays unchanged. Psychologically, this breaks trust. You book what looks like a deal, and arrive to discover the real cost is much higher. For many travelers, that's the worst part. The surprise, the feeling of being nickeled and dimed. Dining has followed the same playbook. Small fees labeled concession, service, or COVID recovery, typically 4 to 5%, quietly added to checks. They're often buried in small print on menus or signs and rarely deliver any real value. The good news? Staff usually will remove those fees if you ask. The bad news? Most people don't spot them or don't want to fight about them while on vacation. The result? Steady revenue for restaurants and growing frustration for customers. And then there's the emotional hit when favorite budget places close. Ocean One Bar and Grill is a perfect example. A long-time low-cost staple on the strip with many lunch items at $4.99 and inexpensive drinks. Its closure in 2024 isn't just one missing restaurant. It's a sign of a broader shift away from affordable, family-friendly options on the strip. When those anchors vanish, visitors with modest budgets lose reliable choices and feel pushed out. Next, let's talk casinos, because that's where the math really matters. Over the last 2 decades, the casino floor has been transformed. Tables once packed with blackjack and craps players have been replaced by rows and rows of slot machines. On paper, it's a simple business decision. Slots have higher hold percentages for the house and lower operating costs. They don't need dealers, breaks, overtime, or benefits. They just keep spinning and taking money. Here's the core problem for players. The house edge on many slots can average around 10%, whereas a well-played table game often has a house edge closer to 2%. Data over the 2004-2024 period shows strip casinos increased how much they take from players by roughly 24%, and downtown casinos increased even more, around 45%. That's a structural shift in favor of the house, and it gets worse with rule changes that look subtle but are costly. Classic blackjack paid 3.2 for a natural for decades. That payout honors the 21. But newer tables are frequently paying 6.5. That sounds like a minor tweak until you do the math. A $100 natural pays $150 at 3.2, but only $120 at 6.5. That's $30 taken away every time a natural hits. Over a session, this adds up fast. Casinos place these worse-paying tables beside fairer ones and don't broadcast the difference. Many players don't even notice. Why do casinos get away with it? Because tourists fill the seats anyway. Many visitors assume the table is fair when it looks familiar. For the casino, this is perfect. Keep the illusion of classic gaming while greatly increasing profits. This trend pushed many experienced gamblers away from the strip and toward downtown and off-strip casinos. Properties like Ellis Island, South Point, the Plaza, and even the Palms have leaned into value. Lower table minimums, better odds, and modest drink prices. These destinations now attract locals and savvy visitors who've grown tired of being taken advantage of on the strip. Another factor changing the Vegas experience is homelessness and public safety perception. Since 2021, the local homeless population rose significantly. Guests report being approached while playing slots, and some incidents have even made national headlines. This affects the fantasy of an escapist vacation. People don't want to be asked for money while they're trying to enjoy a show or unwind. When safety concerns rise, People speak with their wallets, and that contributes to declining visitor confidence. Then there's the international angle. Tariffs, fewer airline routes, and global inflation pushed international tourism down. International visitors typically stay longer and spend more across shows, dining, and gaming. With fewer of them, demand drops and casinos react by cutting costs. Layoffs, fewer services, reduced hours. That reduction in staff can have a negative feedback loop. Fewer staff leads to worse service, a worse experience, and fewer repeat visitors. So far that sounds bleak. But here's the hopeful part. Markets change, and change creates opportunities. As the Strip moves toward maximizing profit, off-Strip and downtown properties are filling the gap for value-conscious travelers. If you know where to look, you can still find great deals, fair gaming, and affordable food. Tip 1. Always check the total price before booking. Don't stop at the advertised room rate. Add taxes and the resort fee. Convert the total to your final per-night figure and compare properties on that basis. Tip 2. Inspect menus and ask about added fees before you order. If a menu shows a concession or service fee, ask them to remove it when you pay. Managers typically will because those fees often add zero value. Tip 3. Seek out single zero or lower house edge games and avoid 6.5 blackjack tables. If you want fair blackjack, ask the dealer or pit boss whether the table pays 3.2 for naturals. If the payout is 6.5, walk away. Tip 4. Play at off-Strip and downtown casinos for better odds and lower minimums. Places like Ellis Island, The Plaza, South Point, and some North Strip properties still offer player-friendly options. You'll often get better value for your gambling dollar and cheaper drinks and food. Tip 5. Book refundable or flexible rates when possible. Prices fluctuate, and with so many added fees, refundable bookings that let you shop for better totals are safer. Tip 6. Be mindful of safety and comfort. If a casino or street area feels uncomfortable, move to a different property. Vegas is compact. Better experiences can be minutes away. Tip 7. Scan receipts like a detective. Check that no mysterious percentage was added to your meal or service. Don't be shy to ask for an explanation and a refund. The worst response is no. And the best is getting the fee removed. Tip 8. Use the market to your advantage. When major Strip properties are desperate to fill rooms, you can score deep discounts. Just confirm the full cost after fees. Off-peak times, weekdays, and special event lulls are your friend. Tip 9. If gambling is your focus, set a strict budget and choose casinos that align with your goals. If you're solely chasing entertainment, factor in all fees and safety variables when you pick a hotel or show. Tip 10. Know that honest value still exists. The fact that off-Strip and downtown properties are succeeding proves the market rewards fair treatment and good odds. Be willing to leave the Strip for better value, and you'll be surprised how much further your dollars go. Let's close with a quick recap. Las Vegas has gotten pricier and more fee-driven, many budget staples have disappeared, casinos favor slots and worse table rules, homelessness affects perception, and international tourism declines are pressuring the industry. But off-Strip and downtown casinos are capitalizing on the shift by offering true value. Smart, informed travelers can still enjoy Las Vegas without emptying their wallets. They just have to do the math, ask the right questions, and choose locations wisely. If you want more help, I can make a follow-up video listing specific hotels, casinos, and restaurants that still offer great value, plus a printable checklist to use before booking. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please subscribe to Traveling Kangaroo, follow us on social media, and visit our website at travelingkangaroo.com for more guides and money-saving tips. See you next time on Traveling Kangaroo.